Hey everyone, and welcome to the 79th episode of We're All in the Same Boat. I'm your host, Luke Roxwold, and today I am here with Shayne.
What's up?
Michael.
Hello there.
And Nick is back.
Hey, I'm back.
As always, you can check us out on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play, and Stitcher. And if you want to be a good fan, you can follow us on Instagram at WAITSB Podcast. That's where there's polls, questions, stories. It's really fun over there. So if you want to be a part of the family, go follow us over there. Also, go to the iTunes app and search for We're All in the Same Boat. Scroll all the way to the bottom and hit the 5 stars button if you want to support us. If you don't hit the 5 stars button, don't do what I just said. Stay away from our podcast, please, and go away. Otherwise, welcome. Guys, welcome to the podcast.
What's up? Thank you for having me.
The podcast.
How's everybody doing?
We only want your 5 stars, none of your 3 stars.
Keep those inferior stars out of here.
No, be honest. Be honest. If you don't like me, you can vote me off the island. It's fine.
You can be honest, but give us 5 stars.
If you don't like any of us, including me, the host, you can send us a message on Instagram at WAITSB Podcast, and we will all be able to read it. So if you want to,
we should do that.
That's to our
negative
face.
about
Wait,
me.
we should do that on the podcast. We should ask who should get voted off, and then we should all make a video on the reason why we should stay and the story, and then they have to vote.
Oh my gosh.
That's not a bad idea.
I'm going to juggle
Honestly,
in mine.
If any, oh no, everyone will be like, "Well, Nick's got to stay. That's for sure. He juggles."
He comes on the podcast once a year.
I promise.
To the Juggling Association of Denver.
That's right.
We need those.
He's
I
been in-
remember.
He's been in Colorado for too long. Yeah, if you guys don't like any of us, Instagram, message us and tell us. We'd like to hear. Tag us. We don't care.
It's a picture
Whatever.
of our face saying,
We even want
off the
hate
podcast.
interaction. It's fine.
Oh,
Hate
speaking
us.
of that, dude, didn't you get some feedback from Cookout from last week?
Oh, yes.
Oh
I know you
yeah,
have something to talk about, but we talked about this last week.
Update the people on Cookout.
yeah. So I
What?
tweeted.
Okay, wait. So Nick.
No way.
So wait, did you know what the deal was?
Yeah, I
well,
saw that, and I was offended.
Explain for
First off.
people
Quesadillas, the
who might
quesadillas
not.
at Cookout are trash.
Oh, stop.
Wait, Michael,
Okay,
explain for people who might not have heard.
Okay, quickly. I eat Cookout all the time. Quesadillas. I love the quesadilla sauce. It's super good, but they don't put enough sauce on it. The last 3 times I've gone, I've gotten chicken quesadillas, and it tastes like nothing. They are trash. And I actually called the Cookout manager and complained. I've never called anywhere and complained in my entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like,
And
this is
so-
the time I need to do it. And
Yeah,
the manager
so
was
we
like,
talked
oh.
about. Sorry.
I was going to point out that the manager was like, oh, I'll tell them to put more quesadilla sauce on it. I'm like, no, I know it's your fault.
This is
They're
because
doing
of
their
you.
job. You're telling them how much sauce to put on there. And you're telling them the wrong amount of sauce to put on there. I used to work there.
Yo.
You guys yelled at me for putting too much sauce on, but everyone thought it was delicious. So
Yeah.
increase your
Oh.
sauce
So, Nick.
regulations. So then we tweeted at them and we Instagrammed them, and Luke got a response.
Yeah, but yeah, I tweeted at them, and then I basically said, "Hey, the Cookout in Newport News is stingy with their sauce. Tell them to stop because it's all wrong." And then they tweeted back, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, we're so sorry. Here's a phone number to call us back." And I don't know if that's a store number or it was like an 800 number.
Probably
Corporate-
a customer service.
He has a
Corporate
number.
customer service for Cookout reached out to the podcast to comment
'Cause they
So,
care.
We're famous.
I Instagram messaged Cookout. I said, hey, I've been to your Newport News location several times, and the quesadillas taste like nothing. They used to be delicious, and now they are dry as a goth girl's humor. But they didn't answer me.
Oh man. Yep. So, way to go, guys. Also,
Question. I have to go back to that. Have you dated a goth girl? I just have to ask.
No, but I hung out with a lot of them in high school.
Okay. I just wanted to get verification on that. I was just curious.
All my friends
I
are
do have
goth.
experience with goth girls, yes.
I don't believe you, Shayne. I don't believe you.
In middle
What
school,
did you say, Shayne?
I was talking about in middle school. All my friends were goth.
I believe
Were
that.
you goth?
No, I was not. I was the farthest thing from it.
he was
I
a
can see Shane as like a
theater.
preppy scene kid in high school.
I was not a preppy scene kid. I was your typical annoying theater kid. That's
Yeah, I was just say theater.
Yeah,
That's how that was.
about
That
right.
was the Shane that I knew. Was theater Shane.
yeah.
I just heard Nick
Rough,
go,
time.
"Oof."
Rough times.
Yeah,
Exactly,
I mean,
rough
yeah.
times.
No, you're right. That's
Yeah,
accurate.
we got to be careful because at this point anyone could go back and find our high school pictures, and it's like, no.
deleting
Don't
my
go
Facebook.
Hey, I
back,
posted
bro.
the 10-year challenge. I did the 10-year challenge, so I'm not ashamed.
I did
Yo,
too.
I did it too.
I did it.
I didn't do
Oh
it. I
yeah,
didn't give
Nick,
in.
you had a ton of hair.
Listen,
No, sorry.
like literally as soon as I left for college, it all fell out.
All right, geez.
It's crazy. Yeah.
I know. Honestly, dude, I think you look better without hair.
That's what I said. I commented on
Everyone
his picture.
says that.
You look
So,
so
like,
much
you're
better,
lucky,
yeah.
dude. Some people look bad without hair.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
I have
man.
a lumpy head, so I know if I went bald, I would look so weird. You got a perfectly round head.
You got that deformed head.
Dude, I have like 2 big bumps in the front, 1 in the back,
That's
and then it's just
deformed,
flat
yeah.
on the back of my head. I guess it's not a good look. That's why I have fluffy hair to hide my skull.
Were you a preemie? Were you a premature baby?
No, I think I was actually born late. Like I
Late?
had tons of time to grow a perfectly shaped skull.
I always say like people with like lumpy heads or like really weird deformed heads. It's like God like went too quick when creating you.
He was like, all right, we gotta get this guy out of here.
He's like,
Like
it's like
Brad
when
Pitt.
you know
Brad
what
Pitt
it's
took like 3 weeks, but like Mikey took like,
It's like-
2 hours.
It's like when you draw. It's like when you're drawing a circle, and if you're really careful, it's a perfect
Yeah.
circle.
He's a little
but then if you
drunk when
draw
he made Mike.
let's say you have to draw. Let's say you have to draw like 100 circles on one sheet of paper. You're gonna be like, all right, let's get all these circles. Okay, quick, and you just
Yeah, a few of
draw
them
a
are
whole
gonna-
bunch.
Yeah, yeah.
And then
I'll
a few of them,
Some of them are
aren't even
perfect.
gonna be finished. Some of
Yeah.
them are just gonna be like a heart, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I was the heart. My head is definitely the heart shape. Got 2 big lumps on the
Mike,
top.
you're hot. Don't worry. All of you people are hot.
why I
You're
have
also
hair.
good
We
looking.
got
I'm
an
only hot with hair.
attractive podcast.
I know that if I shaved
group.
my head, I'd be like a 2. That's
So-
okay. I have hair.
Does your dad have hair, Michael?
No.
Oh
And
no.
I'm afraid.
Wait, your dad doesn't have hair, Michael?
Nope. He's
So
got hair on the
so
side.
is that profile picture of him like old?
Did you just say he has hair on the sides, Michael?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, most people.
Wait, Michael, I'm
most people that go
confused.
bald
That means
have
he's
hair
still
on their
bald.
sides.
Yeah, that means he's still bald.
Wait.
Wait,
I'm
yeah.
confused. He has hair in his profile picture, doesn't he?
Are you friends with my dad on Facebook?
No, but it always tells me to add him, so I see his picture all
He's
the
got
time.
like if you look closely, it's like transparent. Like there's hairs up there, but they're not like fully. covering it.
Wait. Mike or
So they're
Shane, how do you know who
transparent.
his dad is? I don't know who his dad is.
I just
He
on
has the
my
same name as me.
on Facebook it says people you might know are suggested friends, and Michael's dad always comes up. And
How do you know it's his dad though?
Because his name is
Because
Michael
he has
Knapp.
the same name,
Just like me.
Michael Conlourdus Knapp.
Oh.
Yeah, Lourdes is my mom.
and it looks
She won't-
like
she won't make
him.
her own Facebook.
I just added your dad on Facebook.
Why did that dad?
Because I have 2 mutual friends.
Me
Might as
and
well.
Shane.
Wait,
No.
who's the other one?
No,
No, because Shane didn't add him yet.
probably
the other
It's
one?
not me.
A guy I knew from college. Yeah.
Who is he?
What?
Text me. Message me who it is. I guess.
Yeah, don't
Okay,
say it on
yeah,
the
yeah.
pod. We don't.
Yeah,
need to
yeah,
cover this.
exactly.
Say it
Yes,
out
yes,
loud.
yes.
This is interesting. Anyway.
Okay, all you attractive people on the podcast, we can all agree on that. Shane, you apparently have had the
like
biggest
I'm stuck.
weekend of your entire life.
Oh yeah.
What? I wanna hear
Actually,
about it.
well, it's funny that you say that. Well, I'll save it. But yes, it's been an interesting one for sure. Been a
What
fun one.
important thing?
Oh, I need this
happened?
phone case.
I'm ready for you,
Oh.
Shane. I'm ready to know. You haven't told us any. I don't know anything about. The
I've
news.
actually been pretty good. I mean, I've tweeted like a few of my thoughts and stuff, but I've been pretty good at
I haven't
not
read them.
keeping things to myself because I'm trying not to spoil anything for people.
You go spoilers for
But
yourself.
Kingdom Hearts 3, after like 13 years, it's finally come out. It is real.
Is it worth
It exists.
the hype?
Well,
Oh,
I will say this. I didn't have any hype with this game. I went into it having no expectations because I didn't want to be let down if I didn't like it. And so far, I'm very much enjoying it a lot. I'm 25 hours in, or I put 25 hours in,
What?
holy
which is more time than it takes you to beat the
Oh,
first.
shit. Hell
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't,
dude.
I
How
don't
long has
even
it been?
feel like
Did it come out
Huh?
yesterday? Didn't it come out yesterday?
it came out Tuesday, but I got it Monday night.
So literally
You-
all of
25
Tuesday.
hours
You just played Kingdom
in 2
Hearts.
days.
Leave me alone. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
Shane said it.
Heck
I don't know
yeah,
if this
dude.
is true, but I heard Shane say that he took 3 days off from work to
Yes.
play Kingdom
I
Hearts.
took
Oh,
3
dude,
days-
that's the
I
way to
took
do it.
3 days
That's
off
the way to do it.
from work to play this game because I waited this amount of time. This is the only game series that I'm invested in, like I'm not being interrupted. I'm taking the time off. I even made sure like I did my state inspection for my car. Like I dropped it off. I dropped it off Tuesday night. So like today I would have no reason to go anywhere because I have no car. So
You're like, I took time off from work. I got no job. I got no car.
I literally took my car away from myself. So I have no reason, no way of leaving this game. Someone's like, hey, Shayne, you want to go hang out? I can't because you got no car.
He literally forced himself to stay home. Like, I'm not, it's like you chained yourself to your bed. Like, I can't leave.
That's amazing.
I'm stuck. I have to play the game because there's nothing else to do.
Some people do stuff like that for constructive reasons. Like, I'm not going on Facebook for like a week so I can do my homework. I'm not going to hang out with anybody.
Turning my phone off.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to go. I'm going to put my car in the shop so I don't have to go to parties so I can just focus on my work. And Shayne's like, I gotta play this video game, so I'm not gonna work. I'm not gonna drive.
No, honest, it's so funny because my coworkers kept asking me. They're like, why are you taking off for? I said, you're gonna think this is the most teenage thing ever, but I'm taking off to play this video game. And I told my supervisor, I told everyone, I didn't care. And then they're like, my friends are like, they let you have off. I said, they can't say no. Like,
because
I put it in the amount of time.
Because I'll quit.
Like, yeah. Well, also too, I don't ever take off, so I had a lot of leave, and all of it doesn't roll over into the new year. So I wanted to make sure I used the excess leave. So this was just a perfect excuse to use that for. But I want to say, I put in 25 hours into the game, and the craziest part about that is that is probably the amount of time it takes you to beat the first game, and I don't even really feel like I've even gotten into this game. Like,
oh man,
like I feel like I'm like at the very beginning of the game still.
I just remembered I beat Twilight, like Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess in 25 hours, and that took me like a month. I'm just imagining Shayne's life.
You're slacking.
That's how I felt about Red Dead Redemption 2. Honestly, it's like you put in 25 hours, you barely scratch the surface. One of those games.
Yeah,
games are intense these days.
Every scene. The only thing that's I can't even get over like 25 hours in is that the game looks so good. The graphics are every scene. My mind blown. Every new location, my mind explodes. I'm like the attention to detail, like the amount of things you can do in the game is crazy. The smoothness of the mechanics.
Wow. Yeah, it looks really, really good.
They've taken everything that they've taken the best parts of all the other Kingdom Hearts games and kind of meshed them into one, and that's kind of what this is. I will say though, the one thing I was concerned about, that I'm still kind of concerned about, is that you would be overpowered in this game and that there would be no difficulty. And while there is still difficulty, I'll try to say this without spoiling anything. Everyone knows this really. At the beginning of every Kingdom Hearts game, you have to start over, and there's always some reason why Sora lost his abilities from the last game, and you have to gain them over again, right? Same thing happens in this game, because you have to start from level 1. And the reason was because they're like, okay, he lost all of his powers, you have to get them back. But when you start the game off, you can do so many different abilities that I'm like, okay, I thought he had no abilities, but yet here I am doing 50,000 tricks and flips and whatever. And then 2, this is also not a spoiler, but Sora didn't pass like his Keyblade Masters test. So he's doing a lot of things that I'm like, I thought only Keyblade Masters could really do that. And,
what a slacker!
And so, but I'm hoping that more of it gets explained.
Now hold up. So this game was originally supposed to just come out on PlayStation, right? But it came out for both PlayStation and Xbox. Isn't that different from the other ones?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the first thing that I noticed. And this one's called 3, but it's the 12th
is that
installment.
True? It came out for Xbox also?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
and it might be coming out for the Switch later
freaking
this
Nick,
year.
yeah.
So, no, it's not coming out for the Switch. There's no way.
No, dude. Like, at least.
No, I'm talking about. I'm played the game. There's no way you can play this on the Switch.
Well, they're definitely gonna
well,
put
not
Kingdom
with
Hearts
that
1 and 2. Yeah. Square Enix definitely wants to put 1 and 2 on the Switch, and they're trying to see if they can put 3 on the Switch.
So here's a question. Speaking of 1 and 2,
okay,
I have never played 1 and 2. If I play 3, will I be lost? completely?
Okay, so that is a very good question, and I will say you have to play all of the games, and
Dang.
I've played 2 and I've played most of 1.
I don't believe you.
Wait, so Shayne, if you played 1 and 2, will you know what? Will you understand 3?
Donald Duck, he's got a key sword.
Okay, no,
That's all you gotta know.
If you just strictly play
Doesn't he not? What? I thought he had a key sword.
What are you talking about?
the main character
Speaking of people
Has
that never
a
play Kingdom
key.
Hearts,
He has a
Donald
key.
Duck has a magic wand to cast magic spells.
No, your
Yeah,
guy
right.
has a key.
But that's not what you said.
That's
You
not
said
Mickey
Donald
Mouse,
Duck.
though.
No, I said Donald Duck's in the game. You have a key sword.
you said Mickey Mouse.
You said some Disney
have
guy
a-
had a sword.
okay,
a key
well, you
sword.
have-
Donald Duck and Goofy's in
to
the.
It's like
answer
saying
the
laser sword is a
question.
lightsaber. That's just a stupid thing to do.
To answer the question,
That's it. Always goes back to Star Wars. He's like, that's a dumb thing to do.
Oh, this is my
okay,
this is my like.
so to answer your
Duck, I don't
question, if you just play Kingdom Hearts 1 and Kingdom Hearts 2, you will, in my opinion, have no idea what is going on in Kingdom Hearts 3. You
Too
have
much work,
to,
man. This is
you
what I hate about
have
video
to
games
at
these days. You gotta
least-
work.
Well, and that's why this game is so, I guess, hyped up by the fans, is because if you play the series in real time, you had to play every installment on a different system. And like I bought every game system I own, for the most part, I bought to play a Kingdom Hearts game. And that's the only reason why I bought it. And so now, flash forward to 2018, 2019, and you can play them all on PS4. It's a lot easier for people to get into it now because everything is conveniently placed. Everything looks nice. It all looks the same relatively.
12 games.
No,
Yeah, how many?
well,
Actually, that's something I want to say because
half of them on the series are movies now, but like if you get the PS4 version, because they were DS games, and you don't really need to play them for the gameplay.
You just have to play.
You need the story.
So you just need to play 1, 2. What if you do a let's play of 1 and 2?
No.
You just watch
So this
someone
is
else
what you-
play it.
Right,
Hold on.
right.
Just
No,
hold on.
that's
Hey,
my
let me
question.
talk. Let me talk for a second. Okay.
That's my question.
Can you watch someone else just play through 1 and 2 online, like while you're working? That way you're not spending all this time playing an old game.
Or even
I
watch a
don't-
summary. Yeah.
I don't like playing old games. I don't like watching very many old movies because they're old. Okay? Sorry. That's just my opinion.
That's
So could I just watch someone else play the games and then play
Yeah.
the third one? Even though I won't,
you.
could I do that?
You cannot just play 1 and 2 and expect to know what is happening in 3.
What? You have to play
What?
all the
That's
games?
You have to.
But those
you,
ones aren't even
you
on
have
systems.
to play the entire series.
All 12
Unfortunately,
games.
yes,
12.
you have to play the
Shayne.
entire series.
That's too many games.
Shayne, you need to change it.
I
Shayne.
need to get to
I
work.
undernd that.
Fix
Stop
it.
making it this
I
way.
got to
That's
get to
only-
work, guys.
That's only if you
All right, it's
want
been
the
fun.
story
It's been
to
fun on
make
the podcast, guys.
that
I'll see you guys
complicated?
later.
You
I
can
got
play-
Spanking
you can
Hearts.
I got
play
some
1,
hours
2,
I need to
and
put
3.
in.
It
You gotta
can't be
finish stream
that.
drop distance.
Hold on. It can't be that complicated.
But Luke, it is that complicated. Luke,
You
they
don't
had
even
to
understand, Luke.
Luke, they had to
understand,
make.
man.
Wait. Listen to
What?
this.
What?
They had to make these side games, and I put that in air quotes, so they can fill in the gaps of the story they were trying to make.
And make money.
That's why it's complicated. No, it's because they like, oh, we started
Shayne.
too much, and we need to fill in the gaps, or this third
This
game.
is for us,
won't
not for
make
them.
sense.
Did
Now,
this for
why
you?
they put it on every single game system that's ever existed, that was to make money. I don't know whose idea was that. And that's why the third one never came out, because you have 5 different teams working with 5 different companies and systems trying to put together a story. And you're like, maybe we should finally wrap this up, 13 years later.
What if I watch
the
this-
original
what if I watch a-
system.
No, it's like Halo 1 and 2 came out, and then everyone's like, Halo 3? Halo 3? And they're like, Halo 2 again on a different system. It's like, okay, that's fine. That's
No,
fine.
it's like
Yeah.
Halo,
Halo
1.75.
2 again! We're going to release the game again. And you're like, dude, you got to finish this. Like, you can't. This has got to be done, right? So it's
Yeah,
finally out, and you're okay with it. It's been pretty fun. You spent 25
It's been
hours
great
on it.
so far.
It's living up to your excitement because you were hyping this for multiple
I've been excited,
podcasts.
yes. my jaw has yet to come up off the floor since I watched the opening scene. My jaw is still on the floor.
As we
25 hours in, my jaw has not been picked up. Every scene, I'm engaged. I'm just like shook every time, mainly because I just want to know, like, what is this story? I need to know what is happening, what is going on. I need to know who is who, like what's in the, like, there's this box that's like the main thing. Like, what is in the box? I just want to know what's in the box. I will play through
Like
the whole
7?
game just to
What's in
find
the
out what
box?
is in this box.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
Every character is looking for this box, and it's so funny because the main character is getting a lot of information that the player already knows, like thrown at him. But even though you already know it, and he's kind of learning it for the first time, you're both still confused because you don't know what's going on. He doesn't know what's going on, so you kind of just play the game, and you kind of figure it out as the main character figures it out. Even though you already know, it doesn't make any sense until it's explained to him.
Wow. Okay.
I'm happy.
Shoot, man, Shane, you got me wanting to play Kingdom Hearts, man. Dude.
You should.
Kingdom
One of
Hearts
my
is
friends. One of my friends was like, "Dang, I wish I got into this series." I said, "It's not too late." I mean, I think it takes.
It's only 12
It
games.
takes patience, and it takes patience, and it really helps if you have someone who knows the series to explain things and make it.
It's like when
easier.
someone says hey, the new season of X show is going to come out. You should watch it with
But-
me. And it's like, oh, but I haven't watched the show. No, it's fine. It comes out next week. You just got to watch 15 seasons. It's like,
Yeah, but
you know,
most
like
of the-
people talked about that show. I was never told to watch this show. What's it called? The two what's that show called? It's like the haunted show.
What?
Damn it.
American Horror Story?
No, it's not haunted. It's like
What's
supernatural.
Oh, there's like
my
12,
sis-
13
Oh
seasons.
my
Yeah, I know,
goodness,
it's like-
that
there's
show will never
100
end.
There's 100 million seasons.
Dude,
And
it's
so-
legitimately a good show, though.
I wasn't even I've not watched it, but my sister watched it, and then I left the state, and I came back like a year and a half later, and she's still watching it
Yeah.
because there's so many episodes
Yeah.
of that show.
It's actually
How can you
it's,
catch up?
It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's kind of crazy how good that show is.
You have to binge. That's all I can
Yeah.
say. That's how I got caught up. I watched season 1 through 9, I think, with one of my friends when I lived in New York, and we would watch it every single day. And then it just never stopped. So I'm like, this is just so many episodes. Like, I like these characters, but I don't know. Like, they're just pulling stories out their ass at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. Just think of like any kind of fantasy, supernatural,
Yeah.
pagan, anything throughout history that's somewhat, I guess, supernatural, and they do a story on it, basically.
Did you
And I'm
you
like,
watched
can these
it, Nick?
characters grow
I've
up?
seen a
I'm
few
like,
seasons. Yeah.
Can they get
It's good.
girlfriends or a family or something? Can they be successful in
It's a good
something
show.
like
Yeah.
throughout
I've
this
only seen like
series?
the really weird episodes of it. It was one with like a
I like it. I think it's
I don't
really
remember what it was,
good.
like a clown.
For
It
sure.
was
It's a good
alive.
show.
I don't know.
I would say.
Clown.
Yeah, it gets weird. I've also Clay shows me like only the weirdest episodes. He loves that show.
Yeah, some episodes are better than others, clearly, but it's an okay show.
Yeah, that's for sure. I would
Okay.
say.
So let's wrap up Kingdom Hearts. Shane, what's one more sentence you can give everyone before we move on?
I would
A
say
lot of pressure.
definitely check out the game if you are a fan. If you're a fan, you probably already have it and you're living your best life because I've been talking to you about it. So, if not, I definitely think what they've done with this game since it's been a long time since the second one, they've done a really good job at keeping the essence of what the game is, which is the Final Fantasy mixed with Disney. Adding in definitely a lot of more modern Disney stuff, which is cool, but there's a lot of they're keeping up with the times pretty well without making it like cringy. Like, you have a cell phone in the game, but it's not like an iPhone or anything. They keep it very Kingdom Hearts Disney-ish, but you can like FaceTime basically. And so there's stuff like that that's very like real life, but Kingdom Hearts or Disney-ified. So I think that's pretty cool that they're trying to keep that duality. The worlds are huge.
Shayne, I said a sentence.
This is one. It's a run-on sentence.
He's got a thesis.
It's a sentence that's pages and pages and pages long.
Sentence.
It's like turning in like a book.
It's like comma,
This isn't important to say. The worlds
FaceTime,
are huge.
Shayne?
If you like to explore, and this has been my new favorite part of the game. The worlds are so big. It's not just a very linear path of like the usual games where there's no exploration. You're kind of just going down this yellow brick road or whatever. And now there's levels, there's depths.
Shayne,
without spoiling too much. Sorry, Luke. It's just a good game.
Summarize what you're saying.
If you could give it a 1 through 10, what would you give it, Shayne, right now?
I don't want to rate that. I would say
it's complicated.
He can't use paragraphs of words if he does that.
Numbers can't describe Kingdom Hearts.
We gotta wrap this up.
Yes, I'm good.
I'm excited for it. I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna buy it and play it on my friend's PS4. I don't have a PS4.
It's a beautiful game.
Get a PS4, dude.
I don't want to.
Get a PS4 Pro. It's worth.
Don't tell me what
There's
to do.
2 PS4s in my house right now. Why would I buy my own? I don't even have a TV. I just use my roommate's TV.
Man, you're just a
buy the
dude.
game.
What the
Just
heck?
buy the game.
I mean, he lived with me for free for like 6 months, so I think it's fair.
It's not fair. PS4 is worth more than that. Probably not.
Okay, so over this weekend, I had something that I did that I haven't done in a long time. And my friend used to refer to it as going down the rabbit hole. So the way it works is you look up one thing on the internet, and then you end up on a Wikipedia page. And then as you're reading through the first Wikipedia page article, you click on a link to something you don't know about, which clicks onto a link that you don't know about, to another link, to another link. Before you know it, 30 tabs just opened of different things that you've gone through. And somehow you've made it from one topic that has to do with one thing, and then you're all the way on the opposite end of the world on a whole completely different topic. And there's a trail of 30 different topics that lead to it. So I did that this weekend, and it was a lot of fun. I learned a lot of things. And
where did you start at? Like, where did you start? And then how did you end up getting
it's
to the
dark.
topic we're gonna talk about?
So we won't, I don't want to tell you the whole, I don't want to retrace my steps.
No. Just where did you start?
Literally the first thing I looked up was the Armenian genocide.
Was the what?
What? Armenian genocide?
Yeah, it's like, so it's sort of was like,
I did not expect that.
I told you it was dark.
Because
I don't know anything about it.
Millions were slaughtered.
Well, why did that pique your interest? Like
someone just mentioned it, and I was like, I don't really know anything about this, so I looked it up. Now that's not a topic, okay, but that's where I started, and somehow that led me into like the Holocaust, because then I started like kind of comparing them, and then I got into some other topic, and then somehow I ended up getting to the Wikipedia page, the Americas. And so I saw the big map of South America and North America kind of connected. And then I noticed that Greenland was connected to the Americas. And I was like, what? Greenland is part of America? And so then I looked at Greenland, then I looked at Iceland, then I looked up Leif Erikson. It was like this whole thing. But the first thing that I wanted to talk about was just thinking about when the Americas were discovered and what that would be like, because so many people came from Europe over to America, and I can't think of an equivalent to that now. It's not like there's no cell phones and pictures and FaceTime connecting the different lands together. It was just like, hey, we just heard there's this other place. It's thousands of miles across the water, and you can go, but you can never come back. And hopefully it's really great. And the only thing I could think of is like Mars, And I don't know. That to me seemed, it was like blowing my mind as to how insane that would be to make that trip.
Like back then, especially whereas like we didn't have any real contact with people outside of our like site. Basically, there was no phones. You'd send. I don't know if carrier pigeons was a real thing.
I think just like carrier pigeons were just the people that you knew, because otherwise you wouldn't know how to.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, how is this pigeon
Find
gonna
John
know?
in the Netherlands. Tell him that I will visit him for the first time tomorrow.
Instead of
don't doubt pigeons.
Instead of getting someone's phone number and shooting them a text, it's like, hey, I think we're good enough friends. Let's take the next 10 years to train this pigeon to fly messages.
It's like, hey, let's take the next step in our friendship. I'm sending my pigeon to your house.
Please make sure he gets back safely.
Right.
No, but it's like for all you knew, there was monsters there. You know, like you wouldn't know. It could be anything. It could be heaven.
What if your pigeon
Hell
didn't come
could be
back?
there.
It could be giants. It could be pigeons. There's tons of lost pigeons circling
Everywhere.
Messages. All
Just
of
looking for John. Where the heck is John?
What is John? A pigeon.
So the first person to discover the Americas was actually Leif Erikson, right? And then Columbus colonized the Americas.
I feel Leif Erikson.
Yeah, no, actually.
Hinga dinga durgan.
Hey, those are my people. Stop. No, but here's the thing. The thing that was so funny, I wrote this in my notes. I said Leif Erikson apparently went to America before Columbus, which is something I actually did know. But then it said, but he never colonized, and then just left. And so, to me,
Cool. Like, oh, this is interesting.
He left because
To
he was
me,
a good person.
Took a whiz, probably left.
no, what's so funny to me
He didn't
though?
want to disrespect the natives.
That's right. But so like the thing that's so funny to me is it's almost like he was gonna start a company. He was like, never mind, this idea will never work, and just left. And then Columbus swooped in and took the idea. And then like now he's the famous one. He started this whole country and stuff, you know?
He's that guy who's like, man, like kids, let me tell you, I almost started America.
I know.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
I was with Steve Jobs in
I could
the
have
garage.
invested in app. Or all my.
Jobs invested the iPod in my living room.
He
He
like
sold
sold
Apple
all
like
of his
$2.
Apple stock.
Yeah.
He like, I own half of Apple and I sold it.
He got to America. This place sucks. I'm going back north. Going back to the snow.
Reminds me.
Too
What
much
is it?
disease.
What is it? Will Smith was going to star in The Matrix, and he turned it down because he thought the script was stupid. Like, I'm not starring in
Good
that.
Good for him.
Keanu Reeves swooped in. Yeah.
Oh, that would be so weird to have the Matrix with.
Keanu Reeves swooped in, and that's all he's known for since. Look at that.
No, you haven't seen John Wick, sir. Movie's amazing.
Or Bill and
John-
Ted's Excellent Adventure. Excuse me.
That's right. That's right.
That's his best work.
Oh, wow.
What is it? Special things are afoot at the Circle K or whatever.
Strange things are
Strange
afoot.
things are
Things.
afoot.
I've only seen the movie one
Strange
time.
That
things
takes
are
me back.
afoot.
But because of that dumb wait. Oh, which is the movie where they played it's either that one. Hold up. There's Wayne's World and then there's Bill and Ted. And which is the one where they ruined Stairway to Heaven? You can never play that song ever again. Was that Bill and
Wayne's
Ted?
World. I don't remember that. Bill and Ted.
I think it was Wayne's World then.
Have
Have you guys seen that one?
I've seen most of it, I think.
Wayne's
Yeah, there's
World
a-
is a great movie.
Is that the one where they played Stairway to Heaven and so now we can never play on a guitar ever again?
Oh shit!
Yeah,
That's
'cause
a
they-
while.
Bill and Ted
'Cause-
couldn't actually play guitar. That was like the thing.
Yeah, they didn't play Stairway to Heaven.
Gosh, I don't remember those movies at all.
They couldn't even play, like-
so
Yeah, it
long
was
ago.
Wayne's World.
Yeah, because he plays Stairway to Heaven and the guy's like, hey! He runs over and he points to a song or a sign that's like no playing Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, because it was
Yeah,
like
that's
it was a
Wayne's
joke because they didn't want to get sued. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, also,
But
like
that
guitar
was like
stores
that.
that did have like songs like I've seen a sign that says "Don't play Smoke on the Water" in a guitar store.
It's so true. That's the first song everyone learns. Bam,
I actually
bam,
purposely didn't learn
bam.
that song until like a year after I started playing guitar. I was like, I'm not gonna be that kid like jamming on Stairway to Smoke on the Water. I'm not gonna learn it.
Just because everyone knows it. Yeah, so I basically kind of started down that trail and I started looking at Greenland, which from what I heard, Greenland is like a horrible place to live and they called it Greenland to try and get people to move there.
Yeah, and Iceland is like
Yeah,
really
exactly.
luscious.
Exactly.
Yeah, they like switch and then they moved to Iceland and they were like, this place is awesome. We don't want anyone here. Let's call it Iceland. So basically like moving somewhere and calling it Paradise Land or Hell Land or something.
It makes no sense, dude. It makes no sense. The whole Greenland versus Iceland thing. You'd think Greenland would be beautiful, but no, you got to go to Iceland instead.
Greenland is horrible.
It's horrible.
It's like there's so few people there. It's like it's like the least populated what is the word?
Population dense.
Least densely populated territory in the world.
It's a cool place to visit for sure, but then you got to get the heck up out of there.
Can you imagine though? Like that's your whole family and your life has been there forever. It's just this tiny little country that barely anyone lives on. It's like cold and frozen.
Are there any famous people from Greenland? Greenland. Gosh.
Greenland. The only thing I can think of is from.
Shut up.
Oh, yeah. The only thing I can think of is the line from Princess Bride where he's like, unemployed in Greenland.
Dude, there's literally no one. Literally no one. No one that you know. There's a soccer player, but you can't pronounce his name, so it doesn't matter.
He doesn't count.
Yeah, he doesn't count.
Oh, yeah, he's got a freaking slash through the O in his name.
Yeah, try and say that. Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know who these people are. An explorer.
Some random guitarist.
It's like, what? How did you become such a famous explorer? Because I wanted to get the hell off this place I live in. I don't know who these people are.
Yeah, right. No one knows who these people are. But anyway,
well,
I think that's very interesting, Luke.
Yeah, I mean, there's something about places like that we're all from excuse me, we're all from Virginia, and. Like the most popular places in the U.S. are like New York and Los Angeles, or like New York City and Los Angeles.
And
Virginia. But Virginia's like pretty popular relatively compared to some of the other states.
There's a lot of history here, so there's that.
And we have D.C.
More every year.
Yeah, and so like Virginia is not really the middle of nowhere. But then you think about states that are the middle of nowhere. But then imagine being from a country that's like the middle of nowhere, like countries people don't even know about, because there's plenty of countries that people get.
That probably sounds great.
What? I mean, it would just.
I would love to be from a country that no one knows about. That I wouldn't be bothered or be the laughing stock of the world every day.
Yeah, but then you wouldn't get Kingdom Hearts because they wouldn't release in your country.
True.
Well, I
wouldn't. That's right, Shane.
You didn't think this through. If I was from one of those countries, I wouldn't know about it, so I would have no feeling towards that not existing. So,
but think about what you're missing, Shane. Think about what you're missing.
I couldn't think about that because I wouldn't know about it.
You know what, Shane?
So how can I miss it?
Shane, don't overthink this.
I'm not. You're overthinking it. I'm not overthinking anything.
But here's the other thing. So then I got to Greenland, and then Greenland made me think of Iceland. So I looked at Iceland.
And Iceland made you think of your vlog. I got you.
Advertising.
Wait, why would you say my
Iceland vlog?
No. Ireland.
Oh, dang it. I messed up. Dang.
You suck, Shane.
It's off.
Dang.
One letter different. One letter. It makes sense.
Maybe you should go to one of these islands, Shane.
No, I see. I seriously was trying to figure out what you meant. I was like, Iceland vlog. But it's one letter off. No, so then I ended up in Iceland. And then I looked up this place. There's apparently this one place in Iceland that's like really creepy, and it's supposedly the place where Satan landed when he was cast from heaven, and it looks like hell.
Wait, Satan? I wonder if that's the same place
Lucifer.
Where that yodeling video of that girl who's like talking to cows or something. She's from Iceland, so maybe that's the same place.
Maybe the girl who was yodeling the cows was where Satan landed. How does that? I don't understand.
Yeah. What?
I was just saying weird things happen in Iceland. That's all I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Well, the place. So the place.
The cows. The Satan
I want to see a picture of this, Luke.
World.
Yeah, the place is called Dimmuborgir.
Okay. Yeah. No. You're just gonna post a link in the Discord. I'm not spelling that.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Don't worry.
That sounds like a Satan place.
Yeah, I know. But can you imagine someone telling you like, "Oh yeah, it's the place where Satan's from"? And it's like Satan. It's not like, "Oh, this is where Abraham Lincoln had a thing."
I wouldn't have any.
It's Satan. All right,
I would have left the chat. I'd have been by.
He's the worst.
I sent a picture to the chat.
Is that their home?
That's Satan's home.
Oh shoot.
Is that where they live?
Satan had horrible taste.
I don't
He should've
think
gone to
Satan
IKEA.
chose to go to.
He was
Wait, what
cast out, so I'm sure he just found the first place.
Yeah, he
could get
didn't.
to.
He didn't choose this place. This is where he landed.
He needs
This
to go
is
to
where he
IKEA,
fell.
dude.
Sent.
He landed on it.
Go to some of that Pottery Barn, dude.
Yeah, it's insane. It's just crazy to see that kind of landscape, though. It's like it looks like a Lord of the Rings type
It's
place.
pretty crazy.
Yeah, exactly. That's like where the Balrog lives, like
Yeah.
underground.
You know what's also in
Balrog is
Iceland,
Satan.
though, that I don't think about very often, that I feel like I should think about more often? Geysers. Like,
Wow.
I've
yeah.
spent very
You should
little
think about
time
Why should you think about?
thinking about geysers.
You know what?
Well,
And I'm
why
like,
should
guys,
you-
enough, guys.
no, seriously. I
Now
was
all
like,
I'm gonna think
no, I
about
was
is
like-
geysers.
I was like, why? I don't even know what a geyser, like, how to spell it. So I looked up how to spell it, and then
That's how
and
you
then
know you don't know something. You know?
And then I was like, how does this even work? So then I looked up how geysers work. Like this, I told you, I went down the rabbit trail. I just kept going.
You know what I don't think about enough? Geysers.
Geysers are like sexual though. Like they always remind me of like
What?
Because they erupt.
yeah, exactly.
I've never thought of
They
a geyser
discharge.
and related it to any sexual thing in my entire life. Just like
Well,
death.
Well, good for you, Michael. We're not
You know-
all saints, okay?
Maybe you need to go hang out with Satan in Iceland,
Yeah,
dude.
go to Iceland for a little bit.
Maybe then you'll think about sex and shit.
Go yodel. It's okay.
Hey, look at that geyser.
Hang out in that cave. I guarantee you'll be thinking about geysers all night.
No, but I seriously was like, I don't
That's so funny.
know much about these things. And I looked up and they're not, it's because they're not very common. Because how many of your friends have seen a geyser? Like, oh, on Instagram posing with the little,
I've seen
No?
a fake geyser
7.
at the Norfolk
Approximately
Zoo.
7.
that's
Maybe
a
like
lie,
3.
Nick.
Shut up.
That's a lie, Michael.
No, dude. I think
I don't know
think
anyone-
it's a
3.
a conservative estimate. Yeah, I had a lot of friends really in the military who
I'm
got
sure a couple of my
3.
friends. I had some world
They were probably
traveler
posing
friends,
next to a fire hydrant that broke.
Wow, Luke.
I mean, it might have been the same. It might have been a group of 3 people. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure a couple people. I've seen a couple of photos of my friends with geysers. Oh,
I haven't
either
even
way,
said
they
I
are.
probably said the
can't
word
confirm.
geyser like 3 times my entire life.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's common. I have like 1,000 friends on Facebook. Like, it could have happened at any time. Like, that's like less than 3%.
Okay.
It's like less than 1%.
Right. Just had to throw a number out there. All right.
I'm saying
It's
like
okay.
it's still not common if 3 of my friends or 3 people.
You know who
that-
doesn't have 3? Oh, you know who doesn't have 1,000 friends, Michael?
Who does?
Cool.
Satan.
I don't have
See?
friends.
Say he's not gonna have any friends out there.
That's right. Not when his house looks like this.
Oh yeah,
No,
no.
you know who doesn't have 1,000 friends? Uncontacted people.
That's true.
Ooh, that was a
That's
good
somewhere I
segue.
ended up next.
Well,
Yeah, I know.
They would have
Greenland
no,
led me
Unless there's
there.
1,000 people that are together that are uncontacted. But yeah.
but then they're not uncontacted. They contact each other.
Half of them are at war with each other, probably.
Oh
They
no.
have territories, you know. So probably not even then. So that was the final step of my rabbit trail. I got from guys. I went from the Armenian genocide all the way to uncontacted people. So
Nice.
Is there like an estimate for how many uncontacted
Wait.
tribes there might be?
Is that a plan?
I know,
Luke?
obviously.
You went from Armenian genocide to a group that's not been touched by civilization yet.
oh no.
That sounds sketchy to me. And I'm putting words in your mouth, man. But I'm just saying that's kind of a.
We're actually
I
pretty
mean-
concerned about you, buddy. We're getting
And
a
you're
little
talking about
concerned.
geysers. Sounds like you got a
So-
little plan coming up.
All right, everybody. Outro music. Goodbye.
I'm gonna go play Kingdom Hearts for the rest of my life.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Coming over,
Go
Shane.
ahead. So
If you get it on
So
Xbox,
there-
you're fake.
There,
Say that.
in the last maybe 100 years, have been a lot of uncontacted people. Now, for those of you who don't know what uncontacted people are, it's like tribes of people that don't know anything about the rest of the world. They're just
Sounds
living their life,
amazing.
living their best life on their own, like natives. Just they've been there for hundreds of years, and they have no idea that we have things like airplanes and iPhones.
And they're probably healthy, happy. Their mental health is probably
Probably
like
not,
still
dude.
positive.
People
Probably have
people like
good
before
teeth, and that's
modern
it.
technology lived to be like 15.
But do they have Nutella? That's the real question. Do they have Nutella?
That's
I
right.
don't
Do
think
they
so.
have high fructose corn syrup? No.
That's right. They don't have ketchup. They don't have
They
hot
probably-
dogs. What is even the point, dude?
They probably still barter with like chickens and stuff.
But do they know how to make a great ballpark hot dog? I don't think so.
They probably never even seen a hot
I
dog.
want to say something real quick.
They don't
'cause
know.
I know
They
Shane
don't know
was-
what a hot dog is.
I want to say something real quick because I know Shane was joking just now, But a lot of people, they do romanticize like the past and like uncivilized peoples are like, oh, they're probably so healthy and like have great lives and stuff. Like, if you look back in history to any time before like 100 years
they
ago,
were plagued with diseases.
it sucked. Like disease
Yeah.
and
It's like the
war.
worst time to live.
Like they lived to be like 30. I remember what really opened my eyes to this. I went to the dentist to get like a tooth cleaning, and I was kind of frustrated because I had to pay for it, and I was kind of like, I don't know. I guess I was a little sassy to the lady. I didn't mean to. I was like, why do I even need to get my teeth cleaned? Like we went thousands of years without it. Like what did they do before dentists? She was like, they didn't have teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
That's right. They put wood in their mouth to chew their food.
And you also have to think, also like genetically, like they're all having sex with each other, and so they don't have like.
You're assuming
proper,
that.
They're living their best life.
Yeah, no, actually,
They
that's the
don't
other thing
got
I
Kingdom
They're
Hearts
found.
to distract them.
reproducing, right?
They don't got Kingdom Hearts to distract them,
so,
they're in 7
They don't
seconds.
have Kingdom Hearts.
I haven't gone into this in detail, and she's gonna be happy I brought her up. But my girlfriend actually fell and broke her leg, and it was this big thing. She had to get surgery, and I was thinking about like if that happened a couple hundred years ago, it's like what happens next? That went goodbye leg, just
have a
chopped it
broken
off.
leg.
She either died or they just chopped her leg off, and so like. I try to be thankful about the time we're in right now, just because
You should be.
the fact that it's like,
great.
oh,
Yeah.
he got the flu, he's gonna die. You
Right.
know,
Yeah,
People
colds
just
used to be
die.
Be
deadly,
glad
right?
that we can even detect the flu. These people died and they didn't even know they were dying. They just died.
it's like, how'd he die? Oh yeah, he just died.
I'm thankful
Yeah, I
for
know,
all the
we
people
don't
that figured out what animals were poisonous, what flowers were poisonous, what foods were poisonous. I'm thankful for all of these
Because
people.
because for
'Cause they're
every
all
single
dead.
one we found, it's like for every
They're
single one of
all
those things we
dead.
figured out, someone made a sacrifice to figure that out.
You know what? I'm
Can
pouring
we
one out
eat
for my homies.
the
right
rainbow
now.
frogs? Tom, why don't you try it out?
Tom, what
We
are you
have to
looking
know.
at? What do you see, Tom?
It's like,
and he's dead.
does the snake with the funny tail kill you? And then it's like, yes.
this
Find out
rattlesnake
they probably
looks
like,
very
oh, no, this is
friendly.
Actually,
They're like-
here's the other thing. It's like they're like, does the rattlesnake kill you or make you superhuman? It kills you. Don't touch those anymore.
Well, they're like, wait. It could have been a fluke. Hey, John, come on. We got- like,
Maybe the
gotta make
second
sure.
bite makes you live forever.
no, I think about that a lot with like foods, because some foods are super complicated to make, like bread. You gotta like mix all these like powders and liquids together and then put it in extreme heat for a certain amount of time. It's like, someone's like, dude, you see those stalks of like those flowy like little plant thingies? I bet you if I took them, cut them down, like shredded them up really small, mixed them with like a cup of water, like a cup of grains, a cup of those things, a cup of water, and like put it in like a box and made that box super hot for like 26
it's like, and then
minutes.
just
I
left
bet I could
it.
make something really tasty.
No, the other thing too is you think about, oh man, can you imagine how like awesome it is that someone figured out to put bread together with tomato and lettuce and hamburger and ketchup and made a burger? Isn't that so? And it's like, think about the first person who made bread. That took a lot of effort, It's
A
like,
lot
forget
of
the
effort,
burger.
Yeah.
You're standing on the shoulders of giants to make a sandwich. It took so much work. So there are people out there that are just like living their best life on their own,
Maybe.
and they're called uncontacted peoples. And there's a bunch
AKA
of people that say we should just leave them alone.
Mm-hmm.
We shouldn't try to contact them. Like there's literally an island next
Well-
to India that has these people. They have no
I
idea. They're just
think-
natives. No
I
idea.
think that what we learned after Black Panther is that we should contact these uncontacted civilizations because they probably have stuff that we could use. They probably have the cure to so many things, and that's why they're uncontacted, because they're like, we don't want to share this. You people are crazy.
That's possible. Or you could get speared to death with a bunch of bow and arrows.
That too.
That recently happened. There was a dude. He found an
We'll get there.
uncontacted tribe.
We'll
Oh, you
get
know what
there.
I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I stumbled upon him by accident.
Oh, he probably stumbled over him because he's dead now.
So, we're going to talk about one specific uncontacted people tribe. And it's in
Uncontacted
this,
people try.
I feel like I'm saying people of color. People of uncontacted. I don't want to be insensitive.
People.
Why don't you just say an uncontacted tribe?
So, they speak some language that we don't know. They've been uncontacted for thousands of years. So just their whole life, generation after generation of these people has just known the almost
Stop,
like
Nick.
cavemen. Yeah, stop. Shut up. Like the caveman lifestyle of just like running around, hunting food with spears. Like they have no farming. They might not have ever discovered fire.
Wait.
They wear jawbones of their deceased relatives right now.
We don't know.
No,
Do we know?
like now. We do. We know
we
some
do
of
know?
this.
They have officially been contacted.
Yes. Because in 2018, there was this guy who was like, hey, I want these people to know about Jesus.
Missionary.
And he went out there trying to talk to him, and they speared him to death and killed him.
Send him to Jesus.
Yep. So I have more information on that
Terrible.
story because it's kind of crazy. But yeah, those people exist right now on an island. It's insane. And like people don't want us to talk to them because one, we'll get speared, but also because we probably have diseases that they don't. It would be like Native Americans all over again,
Yeah.
So they're like, don't go over there, just leave them alone. But it's like they're living such a crazy life, but I guess we just leave it,
Look,
Like,
if they
isn't that
want to live
insane?
that crazy, if they want to live that crazy life, then let them live that crazy life.
But they
If
don't have a
want us to be
choice.
Yeah, they,
You
don't
think
know,
if-
they don't know if they want
if
to
they wanted
Maybe
to
if
be
they knew what they were
contacted,
missing
they-
out on, television, fire. They're missing out on
Dude,
fire.
airdrop like an iPhone in there. Airdrop like
It just gets
airdrop a
speared.
condom. Airdrop all
I
these
don't
different
think-
things
I don't
that could
know, because
revolutionize
I
their
honestly
world.
think as great as technology improves our lives, it also worsens a lot of aspects of our lives too. And I think
Oh,
that,
absolutely.
and I think that they're not really missing much, to be honest. And
Yeah. But no offense, Shayne. Everyone who says that still doesn't. They don't move out of America.
Yeah, and also the other thing about this,
Nobody
know
actually
what?
believes that.
the other thing too is that
nobody believes.
imagine
what? Wait,
we say that we wait.
I was
Okay,
saying,
what?
I don't know
I was
what
saying, like,
Michael
a
meant.
lot of people say what Shayne just said, but nobody actually believes it because nobody actually chooses to not live
Right,
with these things.
they criticize our
Not talking about you,
society
Shayne, but people
in
say
that,
that
in
all
Yeah,
that,
the time.
in
they
that
say
frame.
exactly what Shayne said on Instagram.
Yeah. They post
like,
like,
"You're on
their-
Instagram."
a mason
Right.
jar with like kombucha in it. They're like, oh my gosh, I just want to live with the Native Americans, like how they lived.
In North Sentinel Island.
He's got like a North Face jacket on.
I mean, I wouldn't want to live like I wouldn't want to live necessarily, in a loincloth spearing fish out of the creek
I
every
think you'd look
afternoon.
good in that, Shayne, honestly. I, think
I
you'd
mean,
look good in that.
I probably would. Thank you.
It's like that's not a question, Nick. We know I'd look good in it. I'm just saying I don't know if I'd want to. Not saying it
But
wouldn't
like,
be nice.
I wouldn't mind like, paling my own water, or instead of having to spend money, I wouldn't mind having to barter a chicken or something, because I could at least rely on having chickens, because I can't rely on having dollar bills. So
Yeah, but we say things like that. A lot of people say things like
obviously
that.
we
until
say
you
that-
realize,
we say
like,
that with the
you spend the
perspective that we
day.
have.
Hold up, you spend the day saying, "I hope I don't eat too much today," versus "I hope I don't get mauled by another person today with a spear." Like we don't wake up thinking, "I hope I live today."
But how
hope
do
I
you
don't
know
get
that's their
murdered
mindset?
today. Well, it
And
has to
some
be a
people
little
do
bit.
wake up saying, "I hope I don't get murdered today."
Yeah,
true.
but we don't.
You don't know what I,
hope.
think.
I
That's
hope.
that's what I think every morning, dude. I live in Colorado. It's the Wild West out here, dude. You have no idea.
What?
got
I work with
hippies that are
4-year-olds. I
high
hope
on
I'm not
weed,
murdered every day.
snowboarding around.
These kids,
Shane
I get
getting
crushed
murdered by
kids
4-year-olds
every day. Kids
would be
are
like
jumping on
Gilligan's
top of me.
Island.
Like they're like
They just
they're like,
nail,
oh,
they tie ropes around him and pull him down and then nail him to the floor.
Shane's
like
gonna go find a
Gilligan's
geyser
Island.
and stand over it, and it's gonna shoot him up in the air.
Hey,
What does that
look.
even mean?
If there's a way to die by drowning, going into a geyser and getting blown up is a pretty cool way to go.
That'd be pretty sweet. I mean,
that doesn't sound fun.
No,
it
but
says
if-
you.
look, if you're
I
gonna
mean,
go, choose your own.
It
terms,
sounds
you know what
it sounds epic in terms of that, but it does not sound fun to experience.
It's like ghetto bungee jumping, but when you bungee jump, you
Ghetto
don't have anything attached to you, and you die.
I mean? It's like stepping on a water landmine.
Oh yeah, that's a good way to
Yeah,
put it.
that's more what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, someone died. Okay, episode's over. But seriously, I just thought that stuff was insane. I went down that rabbit trail. I wanted to share it.
No, it is super
the guy.
interesting.
What were you gonna say, Michael?
I just said it is super interesting.
Yeah. So the guy who recently died, he died in November. Going out there, and
Did he go by himself? Because that was his first mistake.
Well, so he went trying to witness to them, and
But
so
by
he
himself?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think
So first of all, hold up. I'm gonna tell you a story. Okay. So he went to the island to try and like tell them about Jesus because he's like, oh, no one's telling him, so I should try and go tell him. So I give him points for like
A brave soul.
I was brave.
Doing his due diligence.
So it was illegal for him to go there because it's against the law to go to that country within 3
then
miles.
how did he get there?
So he bribed a fisherman.
Canoe, baby. He was in a canoe.
And, yep. And so he went there like a few times. I think the first time he went, he was like singing to them, trying to like contact them in a way.
Wait, he went multiple times and they didn't kill him the first time?
Well, the first
They threw
time,
spears at him before.
yeah, it was the first time he went. He was like singing to them, and then they were like kind of stunned. They didn't really know how to react. And then like one little kid like threw a spear at him, and it went through his Bible. And he was like, "I'm out." So then he left. And then he went back, and then I think he went off the island again. Before the third time, I'm going to read it to you out of the article. Hold up. I'm trying to find it.
Go back.
Yeah, here it is. So by the third day, he became convinced he was going to die. He had like a journal. He says, watching the sunset and it's beautiful. I'm crying a bit, wondering if I will see or if this will be my last sunset. He wrote, he asked the fisherman to drop him off on the beach. He returned the next day and saw the tribesmen dragging the guy's body. Yeah. So like he literally just got like speared to death, and they didn't get his body. They left him behind, and that's it. So
I tell you, man, the willpower of these missionaries. I
can't believe it,
that's
man.
not even
This guy was
willpower,
26.
That's not even willpower because you wrote down, I think this is my last day. Then I would have left. If I had that feeling,
that's what I'm saying.
I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm not being speared. The heck?
Yeah, I mean,
I'll leave a Bible for you. I'll give you some guidelines, just some sticky notes for some important pages.
Well, some people pointed out.
You guys
Some people
figure it
pointed
out.
out that what he did from a certain perspective was insanely like crazy. Like, oh man, that was crazy that he would risk his life to try and tell them about Jesus and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then people also pointed out he literally could have given them a disease.
Yeah.
So he shows up and he's like, "You better accept Jesus because you're all gonna die now."
He coughs
gives them
once.
smallpox.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
coughs
right.
once, and all of a sudden,
Which is
they're, like, all
weird
dead.
to think
He
about.
gives them
like,
clothes and then it infects them.
Gives them a plague basically.
that's so weird.
They
dude.
all
Like,
die.
You could die just from somebody like coming to your area. That's new.
Well, that's why it's like if aliens showed up,
Yeah.
They probably die. What is it? War of Worlds? Don't they die because of like
They'd
a
be that 'cause,
virus?
like the air.
Aliens would die if they
Like-
came here.
Yeah. Well, they were already underground, and then they came up, and it was like, oh, you're dead because pathogens.
so like,
Because of
what do you
Blue
guys
season,
think?
son.
I mean, I guess we just leave these people alone
I
and
don't
just
know,
hope
man.
that they're happier.
Well,
I
here's,
mean,
here's a cool fact
It would
about
be
languages.
so crazy.
How many
Like-
languages do y'all think there are? I know the
This
answer.
is what I say. Or how many languages?
How many? Hold
How many
Probably
spoken languages
47
are there in the
languages.
world?
Hundreds.
47.
736.
Is that y'all's guess?
I'm gonna say 200.
200. Shayne, you said what?
Depends on what you mean by spoken language. Like, do you consider English, like British English and American English, to be different?
No.
Okay, then I'm gonna say 200.
I'm going to say 736.
Different meanings of communication. Yeah. You said, what did you say, Mike?
736.
It's such a random. Shayne, what was your answer?
An educated
I
guess.
said 47.
There are roughly, according to InfoPlease, there are roughly 6,500 spoken languages in the
I
world
was
today.
closest.
6,500.
However, about 2,000 of those languages have fewer than 1,000 speakers, and that's just what's documented. So the world's pretty big. So I imagine
AKA
there are
people making
tons.
things up.
Thousands.
Making up their own languages. Like, hey, we
I
speak.
don't even think I know
we
1,000.
speak Tangwanese because I
How
said
many?
so.
Hold up. What was the? How many languages?
6,500 spoken languages in the world today.
I don't think I know 6,500 words.
However, about 2,000
Right.
of those languages have fewer than 1,000 speakers.
Actually, yeah.
huge.
Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, 200 was a dumb answer. Because just think about how many different countries you see in like the Olympics, and most of them have like their own language.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of a stupid answer. Just
kidding.
Oh well.
Yeah, like, it's,
You're like, yeah, it was dumb.
well, no,
There
it's
are
also one of those
300
questions where it's like there's like tons of things that are like you don't even know they'd count as a language. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
there are at least 350 languages spoken in America today.
Yeah, I guess there's like African languages with clicks in them. It's like you can do a lot of different things to make languages. You know.
That's what I'm saying. People making
like the
things
thing-
up.
Yeah, like the click I do to annoy people. That's actually a language.
You're actually saying something really offensive.
Yeah, someday someone's gonna pick up on it. And is like, wait, do you speak this? It's like,
What did
no,
what
it's
did you
just
just say?
It's just a bad habit I have.
As long as
You're gonna
what
go to the
you're-
country and be offending people. They're like, what did you say to me?
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Don't spear me.
As long as what
bring the
you're
word
saying-
of God.
Yeah, as long as what you're saying can be understood and communicated between multiple people, then it's a
Aesthetically
language.
Yep, exactly. Exactly.
In one, I'm going to talk about one other person that died. So this was in 1896. It's the same island. There's this guy who
The
escaped-
same island?
Yeah. So this guy.
Stop going to this island.
Yeah. So this guy escaped from prison, and then like made a makeshift raft and drifted across and ended up on the island. So it's just like he got out of prison.
Dang,
He's like,
should've
I'm
stayed in
free.
prison.
He goes to an island and all these natives come out and murder him. It's
Oh
horrible.
my gosh.
Well, I'd
It's
rather
real.
stay in
But
prison
no.
than make a makeshift raft.
I know, but it's like, so it's so funny. It's not that funny because someone actually died, but yeah. So like
You're the one talking about Armenian genocides, Luke.
he goes to, well, I didn't
Nice.
say it was funny. So like he goes to this island and just think about that. Really think about what that was like. You're a prisoner. You like go through all this insane stuff to finally, it's like Count of Monte Cristo.
Ooh,
you finally get out. And then you're like on the boat,
your own
and then you get to
death
this
sentence.
island, and you're like, dude, this could be like the Caribbean. Like this could be a great place with like coconuts and food, and like maybe there's like some cruises
spears.
going on. And then all these natives come out, and you're like, oh no! And then you just get a whole bunch of spears go through you. That's real
My
life,
my
guys.
question is why is their go-to to like kill people? Like they can see that they're people. They look somewhat like them because they're people, unless you know you look deformed and
Yeah.
weird.
They're
or
like
something.
shorter. They're like way
Well, I mean,
shorter.
humans are humans' natural enemy.
Humans are
Makes
too
sense.
diverse.
Well,
Yeah.
I know
I mean-
that, but like really, I don't know. I just killing one person when you have a multitude of people seems a little
Right.
extreme.
Well, I think,
Can you
I think it's
imagine from the
'cause-
natives' perspective too?
I would at least probe them first, see what they have,
Probe them.
get some questions out of them.
Can you imagine from the natives' point of view though? You have no idea of anything
Yes,
other people.
I
so
do,
like
and it's
every
natural
100
instinct, I
years or
guess.
so, they hear stories of these weird looking people that just show up out of nowhere, and then we murder them. You know, it's like literally like
Hey,
aliens.
if you see anyone coming up to you and they're smiling and singing songs about Jesus, kill them.
Stab
Murder.
them in the
What they're
face
told from
immediately.
birth.
We don't
You
know what
stab
it is.
them with your spear and you gut them until they die.
Good plan. Good plan.
That's what their kids are taught.
Well, I mean, I'm sure like
In school.
kind of like Luke was saying, it sounds crazy, but I'm sure like a lot of these like contacted people. I forgot how to say it.
Yeah, uncontacted
like
people.
they're probably in like wars with other tribes near them, or like paranoid of anything going to attack them. Because you think about it, like life in the wild, like it seems pretty cool, and you could probably set up a pretty good life in the wild if you live like in a nice area. But usually you're just like trying not to die. Like
Yes, it's survival.
everything's out to kill you. So
Yeah.
they're probably always thinking like, this thing might kill me. I might as well kill it first.
Yeah, I can understand that.
But it's pretty. It is weird though. Like, hey, it's a human person. Oh, let's just kill it.
Kill them.
I know. But it's like this weird looking. Imagine if you grew up on this island. You have no phones. You got no TV. You've probably never even seen a photograph before. And then this person shows up with like this really light skin. Like he was like an Asian guy. He had like this light skin and like dark hair that was straight.
Oh, yeah, it looks very different.
It'd be like
from
if
them.
someone, if you were just there and just imagine some like purple human with green eyes showing up. You'd just be like, what? And then they start singing, and so it's just like this weird language. Can you imagine?
Music is
And
universal.
then someone just shoots him
understood.
down. Like you're sitting there on the beach, and this like alien comes out, and he starts singing to you, and everyone's like in awe, and one person just guns him down.
Dude,
Shoots
I'm
him.
telling you, man.
dude.
Hey, I don't know. He scared me, man.
Telling him we gotta airdrop iPhones, airdrop maybe like a Justin Bieber album, so they can like spear that.
Justin Bieber album.
So they
Yeah,
can spear that, just so they
like
can
random stuff, like airdrop like a Trump hat, like MAGA,
It's funny that you say airdrop on iPhone, by the way.
like random crap, dude.
It's so funny because you drop all that stuff and
Don't
it gives them
pollute their
diseases and
mind.
they all die.
No, but something I always
Right?
wonder
They'd
though.
be polluted just from the site.
I always wonder,
Dude,
like,
we'll
how
decontaminate it. It's fine.
how would we even communicate with them? That's what I was like.
You can't
wonder, like,
decontaminate MAGA.
I think you always start with like nouns. That's
well,
what
yeah,
I would
but, like,
assume.
It would take
Like,
so long to establish a connection with them. Like,
Oh,
just,
yeah.
just take like it would take you like 10 years to be able to get to the point where you can explain to them what you're trying to do. You know,
Right.
like it'd
You'd
be like
speared by then.
book, and then your goal is to say, "Hi, my name is Michael. I've come from another country. I want to show you all the things that we have, so we can develop a domestic trading relationship with you. Are you interested in trading some wares?" Like it's so much like.
But I mean, we did that
It's
with
crazy.
the like Native Americans and stuff.
No,
you
we
know,
didn't. Kinda. Yeah,
like-
it's
Oh,
true.
Okay. No, but I
No,
mean,
no, no,
like
we did trade with
even
them.
though things went
Yeah, we traded
south.
with
I mean, like we
Bump in the
did
night.
communicate with them and
Yeah,
we did
sure.
trade with them, and just certain other people murdered them all.
Yeah.
But I mean, it can be done. It's been done before.
them. Yeah, I guess it's just crazy to me to think about.
I know. Like
Like,
where do you start?
I think about that too, like with like just two people who meet who speak different languages, like communicating with each other is really weird. Like I've worked with lots of like international people, like when I was working at Busch Gardens and stuff, and half the time we didn't speak the same language. So usually you'd kind of just like mumble to each other and gesture and smile a lot, and like it worked kind of, but it was really weird. It wasn't like the same as talking to someone who speaks your language. It wasn't the same kind of connection.
Mm-hmm.
It was just strange, like teaching concepts to somebody in another language or who has no language, weird, like no spoken language.
Well,
Right.
anytime I've tried to like I've worked with people or talked to people who like don't speak English. It's you start to realize just like not like how complex basic things seem like to other people. Like you try to explain some very like I'm trying to explain to you how you take this knife and you stick it in this peanut butter and spread it on this piece of bread. This is
That's the
what
first
you
thing you need to
do. But then it's
This is what we call a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Well, like
It's
half the
delicious.
people in Miami only speak Spanish, and I don't really speak Spanish.
Miami.
Miami.
That's
so like
why.
I was trying to explain to them to my Uber driver, like the code to get through the gate and to go through the gate. I'm like, how do I even say it? I'm like, a key, it's like trying to say the numbers, and like, how do I tell them the numbers go into the box? It's like click the buttons on the
Right.
box. It's like one thing to tell them the number because I can remember the numbers, but
Right. It's a
so,
whole
like,
action that you have to teach, right?
Yeah, I'm just like pointing like a key.
A whole set of instructions.
What
yeah,
I
exactly.
learned
Yeah.
What I learned from my retail experience in New York, having to talk to many customers who didn't speak English, if you talk really slow, emphasize important words, and point, they'll most likely understand what you're trying to say. You just gotta
Just
point.
don't yell. Just don't speak
Do you
loudly.
want a shirt? Shirt?
No, I would go this one, this price. Points the sign. 2, this one.
$400.
this price.
$400.
Exactly. But what's the price? It's
Oh, it's funny.
$69.99. This price points
You'd be
to it
surprised, though,
several
actually.
times.
Overemphasizing your words actually makes it harder for them to understand, because if they are familiar with English at all, it sounds weird. They don't I don't know what this word is. I know what 69 is,
I'm-
but I don't know what 69. What does that mean?
I can believe that because I would get some weird looks from people like, why are you talking like that?
Yeah. You know what's funny though? When I worked at Cookout, like I was
Back to cookout.
well, so like I always think it's funny when I did construction, I was the only Hispanic guy
circle.
there, and I worked at Cookout, I was the only white guy there. But like it was funny because my Spanish is all right. Like, I'm not super good, but I could understand the Hispanic guys in Spanish better than I could in English because they would pronounce words in English like they did in Spanish. So it didn't make any sense. Like, they would speak to me in English, and I'm like, I don't know what you're saying. Speaking Spanish, like, I only know half of what you're saying in Spanish, but I still know more than what you're saying in English. Like, when you try to overemphasize your speech, or like, it's just weird. And like the other person's just like, what? What is this new word you're saying?
And so, or you use the wrong words. You know, it's like some of the like. There's one guy that I work with. I don't think he realizes that the word seriously always sounds sarcastic and annoyed. You know, so he'll say it like, "What are you doing? Seriously? Seriously? Is that what you're doing? Seriously?" And like, I don't think he means it in a negative way, but it sounds so negative to me.
He's like, "Oh, really? That's cool."
Seriously? Seriously? Is that what you're doing? Seriously? And I'm like, dude, I feel like I'm like bristling up like, okay, wait, he's not trying to be annoying, but it's the wrong word, you know? And so I get when people tell me, oh, well, you can use this word in Spanish, but this is actually the more like demeaning. I'm like, what? I don't understand. But it's not really demeaning, but people will take it as more demeaning or less formal.
Like there's cultural context behind the words.
Right. And so
like,
if you just tell them like, just speak Spanish, then it's like, you don't have to worry about that barrier between learning a language. And
like, it's kind of like in English, like if someone says like, I'm fine, like that literally means that everything is acceptable and good, but it doesn't actually mean that whenever someone says they're fine.
Right. Right. Like, it's like literal translation. She said she is fine. She must be fine.
Literal translation. She said she's fine. In parentheses, but she is not fine. Everything.
The narrator comes in. She's like, I'm fine. The narrator, she was not fine.
Everything was wrong.
All right, guys, we got to end this episode because we're at about time. So, plugs. Michael, why don't you start?
Follow me on Instagram, Michael Dimas, MyKolDimas. I forgot what I was doing halfway through spelling that for a second. My band Keycentric is coming out with a new song, probably like in the end of February or March or beginning of March. So you'll forget about it by the time it happens. But if you follow me, I'll post about it, and you'll hear it when it gets here. It's cool. It's like we collabed with this rapper named Legend, and it's like this sweet like jazzy jam with this like super cool contemplative rap. Dope.
Oh, is that the one you played for us the other day?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Hey Nick, I'll send you a demo.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Josh, sweet. I'm not showing everybody, just some people. Anyway, but yeah, check it out.
Boom.
That's it.
All right, Nick.
Follow Mike's dad on Facebook. Also, you can find me on Instagram at I Love Drummond, no Dre. That's I Love Drummond with no G at the end. And you can also find me on Facebook and YouTube. I'm officially off Twitter. Well, it's locked down, but I won't add you on Twitter because I haven't been on it in 3 months. It feels good. So
nice.
My life has been much better since I got off of that platform.
Yeah, Twitter's toxic.
Yeah, I basically put a permanent gas mask on, so I feel good. But yeah, I make drumming videos, and I'm in a band now called Modern Suspects. You can look them up on Spotify.
Yeah, sweet. I listened to them.
Oh, nice.
I really like them.
Yeah, they open for
Modern
Cage the Elephant and Jukebox the Ghost. Modern Suspects.
I love Jukebox the Ghost. Wait, what?
Yeah, they just opened for them last month.
Oh, nice. That was my first concert. Fun fact.
Really? They were amazing, dude. They're so amazing.
Nice.
But yeah. They're pretty great, and I'm gonna be moving all my drum stuff and video equipment into their studio. So I'm pretty stoked about that. So I'm gonna start posting videos again in February. But yeah, check out Modern Suspects if you're interested in new music. They're local to the Colorado Springs scene.
Modern Suspects.
All right, Shayne.
Boom. I just follow them on Spotify. Okay. Woo! So you can check out the podcast that I host called Pop Talk Podcast. You can find that on SoundCloud and iTunes at Pop Talk Podcast. And then you can follow me on Instagram at Mr. McCatty, MrMCCAtty. And yeah, play Kingdom Hearts 3. No, but update on, because as I've been saying, of my musical performing at this festival, and we had our first rehearsal at the location that we're going to be performing at, and I'm very excited because it's a beautiful stage. It's, as soon as I walked in, I'm like, this place looks amazing. We're gonna have the best time. We're working with professional people apparently, because we asked if we could have a rehearsal with like the sound people, and the lady's like, yeah, just let us know when, because we have to pay them by like the hour. And I was like, oh, we're getting fancy. So so that should be fun. I'm having a lot of little meetings and talks with them. So when I get more updates on that, we'll let you guys know. It's March 9th. I'm planning on getting it professionally recorded, at least our performance part. So if I do, I will definitely be on my YouTube channels for everyone to see.
Oh, man.
That's what I have.
Okay.
Nice.
Remember, you can follow our podcast on Instagram at WAITSB Podcast. And normally I try to give people a lot of things to do, but right now I'm giving you one call to action marketing. Follow me on Instagram at Luke Roxwold, LukeRockswold. I'm posting a lot of pictures and videos that have been getting a lot of attention. A lot of people really like them. Different edits that I've done with certain models. People are really enjoying the direction I've been taking my Instagram. So follow me on there. That's all I'm asking. One thing, follow me on Instagram at Luke Roxwold. Guys, thank you for being on the podcast. Everyone who listened, thank you. I hope you enjoyed the episode. We'd love to hear your feedback. Send us messages on Instagram. We've all told you our plugs here, or just message Instagram. Once again, WAITSB Podcast. Guys, thank you for being on the episode.
We did it!
And
Yay.
outro music.